we were just about to have our 4th year with this pool, which was an excellent pool, but the mice got to it. So I will be showing you how to set up a new pool and referencing some of my other videos where I show you how to repair a free pump that comes with one of these kits, and also how to install a Bestway Flowclear sand filter. In this scene, I'm taking a shovel and cleaning out the original pool circle I cut into our yard. And when I did this, I made a circle that is about the diameter of the base of the pool. In this case, it's about 15 feet in diameter. And I cut all the sod out, and then I leveled it with shovel, and I got levels out. And then I put play sand down after I cleared out all the brush and debris and anything that could go through the liner. Then I wet it down with the hose to keep the dust from flying around, and I rake it out to see if I can find any spots that are sticking up that aren't level and try to get it all flattened out. Once I get that all taken care of, I open up the box and get the liner out and take it to the middle of the circle and spread it all the way around with the base up to the edge of the cut area. So you have a box of these. These are the bases of the uprights, vertical uprights. These are what connects horizontally to the ring that goes around the top of the pool. So here are the vertical pieces, and here are the horizontal ring pieces. We're just separating them from the box, and we're going to lay them out at all of their spots around here so it's easier to put together. All right, this goes on the bottom like this, and then we go to wherever there's one of these loops right here. We're going to put one of these so it's ready to go. This is a procedure that makes it a little easier if you have a second pair of hands. In this case, my youngest son, who was anxious to have the pool set up by his birthday, was helping me as I methodically went around inserting the horizontal ring poles into the coupler that attaches to the vertical poles. As I went around doing this, my son held it up so it wouldn't keep collapsing back on itself. And once you get near the end, it sort of holds itself up, as you can see in this part of the video. Then I just went around and made sure everything was lined up again. Before we fill this, I'm going to put the ladder into the pool, and we're going to pull the seam out as far as it can to get all of the wrinkles out of this. When it comes to putting your filter on, you want to remember where these ports are. So it's either closer to one of your outlets, or it's on a side that is more convenient for you. I usually put some pavers down underneath filters so you can have a nice even surface. You can kind of shim that up, or you can dig into the grass around it so you can make it level. Make sure to watch my other video on how to set up this Bestway Flowclear sand filter pump. Once you have all this set up and ready to fill, you're still going to need some things. You're going to need chlorine. I have a liquid chlorine that I use. You can also get granules or tablets. Tablets, you'll need to have a little floater thing that floats around, and it's just going to dissolve slowly into the water. When water gets cloudy sometimes, I'll use this, and in like half an hour it'll be clear, and then you'll have this cloudy crap at the bottom of the water because it condenses all the stuff that's floating and makes it all become a sort of a solid, in which case you're going to need to use a vacuum. And this is a pool vacuum with a really long hose, and you're going to put that in the bottom of your pool when you get crud developing on the bottom, and then you can vacuum it up like you're vacuuming your house. And this is probably the most important thing that we use, is a pool skimmer. And all you do is you take this over the surface of your water and get all the leaves and dead bugs and stuff that'll collect. And what I do is I just kind of walk around in a circle and make a whirlpool. And as I'm walking around in the circle, I will skim the pool surface with this thing. Keep this one handy. I'd say keep it right by your pool. Sometimes I'll just prop it up against the side. This thing you can store away because you're only going to use this maybe once every week or when you need to. Another idea is to put a pan or something underneath this with water in it. So when kids are coming in and out and in and out and in and out of the pool, they're not dragging whatever's in the lawn here and dragging it into the pool. It'll collect on that surface, and then you can just dump that out and put new in. The last thing I can do is put this in to the pool and let it set there for hours and hours. Oh, I gotta get this. I'm gonna let this fill up for about an inch, and then I'm gonna go around and spread the liner out before it gets too heavy. And then once it starts filling up, you're gonna wanna go and make sure these are all vertical. If they're sticking too far out, you wanna make them a little bit more plumb. Plumb means kind of level vertically. And you don't want them too skewed to the side. If one is sticking up way too far, you're going to want to go and cut some of the grass around, or the ground. Make sure all your bases are on. Make sure debris is away from the side. Anything that could poke the liner. I'm going to pull this further away from here. You want to have your base for the filter far enough away from the sides. You don't want anything that can puncture. Don't forget to keep these things. They're the patch kits. I would keep this too, because with vinyl adhesive you could use this as a big patch if you have a big hole from a mouse or something. These things are very important. Don't throw these out. This thing is so you can hook onto the drain over there and put a longer hose onto it, so you can drain it off to a different side when you go to drain this. But this is what these do. When you go to work on your filter, or you want to work on the pool without it leaking, you pull out your strainers and you pop this in. And then this is a plug. This is basically a plug. So you'll have one for that, you'll have one for that one, and you'll have one for that one. These are for the intake. This is so they strain all the goop or leaves or something so it doesn't go into the filter. And this one is strictly just to have the water come out of the filter and back into the pool. As always, I appreciate people watching. I also love when people leave comments, especially if these videos are helpful. It gives me an idea of what I'm doing, if what I'm teaching is effective. My video on a pool filter, that came with one of these pools. One time I did one on how to fix it if it stops working. I'll have the link there. And that's my most popular video right now. So I hope this video is also helpful. I've owned Intex and Bestway pools for 10, 15 years, on and off. I've lived at some places where we couldn't have a pool, but I love this style of pool. This metal framework and flexible sides has been extremely durable and easy to take down, put back up. We're probably not going to take this one down. We've stored it over the years, over winter, but I think we're going to keep it up this year, filled. First of all, because it's a lot of money to fill one of these pools, depending on your utilities. And another thing is, as you saw at the beginning of this video, mice can sometimes chew right through these and make nests, no matter where you store it. So we thought we had a good storage shed, and we ended up with some mice in it, and they chewed right through it, like multiple layers. I was gonna try to patch it, but then I saw more and more holes, and they were huge. So keep that in mind when you, at the end of the season, maybe you live somewhere where there is no end of the season, you can swim in this all year round, but we live in the Pacific Northwest, and we definitely cannot swim in this in the wintertime.